Shalom, brothers and sisters. Giving honor and praise unto the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth. My name is Yeshaya Yisrael of the tribe of Dan of the nation of Israel. This particular teaching, brothers and sisters, is called the matter of the Lamed Hey verb Asah in the present tense. Recently on this channel, we did this particular aspect in regards with the past tense. All right, this is on this channel for those who are interested. All right, what we're going to get into in this particular one, all right, is this particular verb within the present tense of such. So I asked people, brothers and sisters, to get your pens, get your pads, get your pencils, because we are going, brothers and sisters, to get into this for edification purposes. All right? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing in the room? Good? Like, share, subscribe, and get your pens and pads because of what we're going to be getting into. Okay. The matter of the Lamed Hey in the present tense. All right. Next slide. Shalom. Previously, we went over the Lamed Hey verbs in the past tense. As discussed, some of the common Lamed Hey verbs are, and we want to use, brothers and sisters, the aspect of this. All right. Are ra'ah to see, haya to be, and others. All right. All Lamed Hey verbs in the past tense follow the same pattern. Refer to the video that will be posted as a link at the end of this video. These videos regarding the uses of the verbs will be one following the other. This particular one will be addressing the matter of the present tense of the Lamed Hey verbs. Now, if you remember, a Lamed Hey verb, brothers and sisters, is any verb, all right, that ends in the letter Hey. So that's something we want to point out for edification purposes. A Lamed Hey verb is any verb that ends with the letter Hey. Okay? Now, let's go on for reason and purposes. Ose and osa, present tense of do or make. This is in the singular. Now, we do know singular is what? The opposite of plural. So what do we see right here? O, se. Now, I wanted to show it with the vowels and without the vowels. That was the point in having it doubled like that. Then we have where the laser part is here, osa, also shown without the vowels. So, brothers and sisters, the point, brothers and sisters, and highlight in this particular regard is this. If Hebrew is said by some to have no vowels, how would we know the distinction between the masculine and the feminine? That's one. Secondly, every single language on earth has vowels when it is written, and every single language has sound. The teaching that says Hebrew has no vowels, when, and I say this in due respect, when not understood by a person who's into languages, would sit there and have one to believe that, okay, well, this is a language that has absolutely no kind of sound to it. You know, and that right there, brothers and sisters, is not accurate. All right? So there are those brothers and sisters who have Hebrew classes, and this is not to be disrespectful that are over an hour. You don't need an hour, brothers and sisters, to go over what ah, ba, ga, and so forth. You understand? And so when one gets into the concept of saying Hebrew has no vowels, what you are also saying by default, brothers and sisters, is that Hebrew has no structure because there is, brothers and sisters, a masculine and a feminine in this particular case. What I've come to understand, brothers and sisters, is that it is not in one's best interest to argue in English about Hebrew. You understand? It is very important to understand something like that for edification purposes. Okay, so now here's what we're dealing with. We have, all right, and I want to put this in this particular regard. You have O, Ose. Then you have O, Ose, and Osa. Okay, now what we're looking at, brothers and sisters, all right, here is the masculine singular. Okay, now this, brothers and sisters, is within the present tense of this particular word. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about so far? Any questions or comments concerning this? Okay, now, as stated, we have, and I want to put this in color code, all right? This word, as you see there, and this word, brothers and sisters, is the exact same word, one with and one without vowels. Now, if there were no vowels, brothers and sisters, how would you know the difference between masculine ose and feminine osa? See, the problem, and I say this in due respect, is the fact that many people look at Hebrew first before they speak it. Whereas if you take the average human, all right, that's 3, 4 years old, that's when they begin to learn the alphabet of a particular language. That's when they begin to see the language that they've been hearing since they were out the womb. So these are things we want to point out for edification purposes. Because we are 15, 16 years old and older learning this, we think that it has to become from the visual and then made into the aspect of the verbal. Whereas if you're talking to a baby, they can sit there and learn no language about reading or writing or a sight of it, and they can still speak it because it's what they already were hearing. So these are things, brothers and sisters, we want to point out for edification purposes. Are there any questions about what we just discussed concerning the vowel aspect? Questions, comments, anyone? Okay. Now, the pronouns that we will deal with this, brothers and sisters, in your own time. If you were to go, all right, to Hebrew lesson number 7, you will begin to see and understand how the pronouns are operating. Ani, ata, at, hu, he, anachnu, atem, attain, haim, haim. Next slide, please. The ose matter. All right. The word asah, the root asah, in the masculine singular present tense is said as ose, as we have gone over. So here, brothers and sisters, remembering that Hebrew, right, is read from right to left. We have the O. Now, what this word means, brothers and sisters, all right, is doing that's supposed to be a forward slash. Okay, doing or does, all right, as the best way I can write it with that. That's what the word ose means in that particular regard. So a male would say, Ani ose, Ani ose hakita, I am doing the lesson. Ani ose hashiur, I am doing the lesson. Or Ani ose hakita, kita more so meaning class. All right. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. The root word asah, meaning to do or to make. Okay. Now, let's look, brothers and sisters, at this word here that we see, right? Now, there's a couple of things, if we will, for edification purposes to point out. All right. First off, this is MS, masculine singular. Okay. Now, in that particular regard, the pronouns that will go with it, I'm gonna write in the room, is ani, ata, and who. Ani means I, ata is you or you are masculine. So I would say ata ose, which means you are doing or you are making. All right. So I just want that to be noted for edification purposes. And by the way, the penmanship inside the book I've been advertising, yes, is better than the penmanship that I've been writing in this particular part here, just so it could be noted. All right. Now, brothers and sisters, one would say ani ose. That can't rock. Okay, back to the pen. Ata and who. Ani ose, ata ose, who ose. All right. So this is something we want to point out in that particular regard. Okay. Are there any questions about this particular aspect in the pronouns that we've gone over just now? And what word would agree with the ose? Are there any questions concerning that? Okay. Now I want to suggest to the people, if there's any questions that anybody has, just feel free to type it in as long as there's regard with the class. Okay? So the ose matter. Let's go on to the next slide. Osah. The word asa, the root to make or to do, as we see here, asa, in the feminine singular present tense is osa. Okay, so I want to highlight certain things in this particular regard. We see this here, that actual quamats with the hey, osa. Remember the quamats followed by the hey, in many regards, brothers and sisters, shows it to be in the aspect of a feminine. Now, this right here, we're only dealing with at this particular juncture, all right, with the aspect of the past tense. And what we're seeing right here is the kolam with the O. All right, so let's look at this one more time, brothers and sisters. You have nope, can't let that run wild. Uh-uh. The word osa. Now let's look back at this, brothers and sisters. Right? Ose, ose, masculine singular. And here we have osa, which is the feminine singular. So, brothers and sisters, let's look at this one more time and show something for edification purposes, if we will. Now, you would have a female, all right, saying ani osa, all right? Do we understand that right there? A female would say ani osa. Now, that means she is saying of herself, I am doing or I am making or I do. All right. Once you can get a word like that, ani, osa, as a female, don't you know how many sentences you can make? Ani osa hadabar haze. I am doing this thing. Ani osa wa ani asiti hadbarim ha'ele. I am doing and I did these things. Because remember, this is the present tense. Last time on this channel, we went over the past tense and shown it for edification purposes. So what are we looking at right here? All right. Oh, I'll just make that a capital. S-A-H. Osa. Now let me highlight something. And I know that's not the best penmanship, but please bear with me because that's the best way I can write it on a computer there. All right. Now let's emphasize on something, brothers and sisters. You have, and I want to make this color coded, okay? This hey, and preceding it is this quamats. Feminine singular. That's the point in that particular regard. All right. So now let's go back, if we will, brothers and sisters, to this particular aspect. If there's any questions concerning this, please feel free to ask. All right. At osa. You are doing. At osatoba, achoti. You are doing good, my sister. All right? At osa, wa at mebashele tamazon. You are doing and you are what? Preparing. Now, the word mibashelet actually has a better meaning, but I'm going to say the word preparing because I want to see somebody who, at the sound of the voice, when you see that word there, mazon, can anybody in the chat room sit there and translate that word mazon? Anyone? What does the word mazon mean? Anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat know what the word mazon means? All right, son told me that Suvadia would know. Food. Now, if you were speaking to a female, I said earlier, at, which means you, all right, feminine singular, all right, you. It means you or you are, okay? At, osa, wa at bashelet mazon. I said the word preparing, but that's really more so the word for prepare in Hebrew is tiquen, all right? That's another subject, but I just use that uh, kind of a way correct translation of the word mibashelet, which literally means cook, present tense. All right, cook or cooking. So at mibashelet, mazon. Now the word mazon, I want to write it in. Thank you, Shuvadia Yehuda, for writing that in the translation of that. All right, mazon, mem, zion, wow, noon. Now, as we go along in the Hebrew, we're dealing right now with the qual stem. You will begin to see, as we pointed out, just like the last time, if you drop off the mem, you get the zion, the wow, and the noon. That is an interjection. So the word zan, if you were to prefix this with the letter hey, you get the word hazain, which means to feed. Atah mazin mazon. You are feeding food. Now, you begin to see how Hebrew, as we continue to go on, brothers and sisters, has a pattern in this particular regard. All right? I just want to show that for edification purposes. So let's go on, brothers and sisters, if we will, all right, with this. And I want to erase this aspect and then rewrite it. This is why I'm asking brothers and sisters, please have your pens and paper handy when we go over this, because this is something that has to be known in order to get some kind of understanding with speaking Hebrew. Okay, so let's look at this one more time. All right, we have here, oh, okay, and I want to color code this, please. I'm gonna use the yellow. Now where you go? Okay. Osa. I know my penmanship is sloppy. It's not the best on the computer, but we're gonna work on that, all right, as a family. So let's go back, brothers and sisters, and I want to highlight this in a particular color for edification purposes. The pronoun also that will be used with this word, besides ani, because ani is for a man saying I or a woman saying I. At is you or you are when speaking to a female. We got this one here. He. All right. What does he mean in Hebrew? She. He osa. So, brothers and sisters, how do you say what as a question in Hebrew? How would you say that in Hebrew? Anybody? How would you say the word what in Hebrew, brothers and sisters? Anybody in the chat? Ma. Here we go. Thank you, Shuvadia, one more time. All right, so now what are we looking at this right here? So if you were to say ma, ma, as we already emphasized, means what? Just that. What? All right. So now, ma, he, ma, he, osa means this. What is she doing? See, that's an entire sentence. Now, mahi osa means what is she doing? Now, if you were to take this, you could say what? Ma at rots. Pardon me. Ma at osa, which means what are you doing when speaking to a female? So these are things, once you begin to understand a certain aspect, you are already making sentences. You're speaking Hebrew already at this point. So these are things for edification purposes. All right. So now we already emphasized that ani is said by a male or a female, right? Okay. So a female would respond by saying, Ani osa hamazon. I am making or I am doing the food. All right. Ani osa, not to sound disrespectful, ani osa isqui. I am doing, I am making slash handling isqui my business. Not to sound disrespectful in saying that. Because we think mind your business is disrespectful and then people may mean it in that way. But minding one's business keeps one in growth because you are minding your business. All right. So that right there, brothers and sisters, is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Are there any questions concerning the part that we went over so far in this particular slide? Are there any questions, brothers and sisters, concerning this right here? All right. Let's go on to the next slide. I said blank on purpose, and we're going to come back to this. All right. The matter with Oseen. Okay. Let's look at this right here. You have the ayin, the wow, the seen, the yod, and the mem. Now let's emphasize something. All right. And I'm going to use the green. Now, this right here, as we see the yod and the mem, that's how you show it as the aspect in most cases, not all, but in most cases as the plural. You would find, and I say this in no disrespect, people who do not know how to speak Hebrew, how to read Hebrew, how to get into the language itself, brothers and sisters. What many of them, believe it or not, have done is say, well, the Im and Elohim sounds like you're saying more than one God, so therefore there must be more than one God. That's not what that means. Because there's the immensity of something. In the book that I wrote entitled Old Testament Israelites Respond to Messianic Israelites, right? In that particular book, brothers and sisters, I explained of the word Elohim, Kayim, Mayim, Betulim. Does anybody at the sound of my voice here can translate what the word Betulim means? And it's not a plural word, by the way. All right. Does anybody know, brothers and sisters, what the word Betulim means? Yeah, that would help if I like the own video that I'm doing, right? Okay. What does the word betulin mean? Anybody, brothers and sisters in the chat? All right. See, Shuvadia is about to just take it all. That's what we're talking about. The word betulin, brothers and sisters, as Shuvadia pointed out, means what? Virginity. That's not a plural. So just because it's something ends with the im aspect in Hebrew doesn't 100% always make that word plural. All right. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Okay, let's go on. Now, you have O seam. Now let's show this, brothers and sisters, with the pointer. O seam. O seam. O seam. See, brothers and sisters, that's Hebrew. That's how that works. Now, this is what? This is the masculine plural of the root asah, meaning to do, osim. And then we see it here in, I put it inside Times New Roman, or sometimes I put it in Cambria, depending upon which style of writing I care at that moment. Now, what I did on the far right-hand side was leave it that way on purpose, so we can write some notes to it. As already been asked, get your pens, get your pads, and so forth, because we're about to sit there and get into this particular subject. All right. Now, this is, as again, not to toot my own horn or nothing, right? But you do know that this is the kind of Hebrew that they teach in college. Do you know in certain cases, college courses in Hebrew gives you 4 credits per class in certain cases? Do you know that there was, I'm not certain about now, but I do know that there was a thing in which you can get 12 credits automatically by taking any language, like the high school regents. Colleges had a thing in which you could take a test inside of the language of whatever language they offered, and you can automatically get 12 college credits. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, if these, not to be haughty, if these Hebrew classes are followed, college Hebrew is a drop in a bucket. You understand? College Hebrew is a drop in a bucket once we be able to understand this kind of aspect. So we want to, brothers and sisters, continue on in this regard and make some notes concerning this. All right. Here we see O. And here we see now, remembering as before that Hebrews read from right to left. So it's O seam. Now I want to sit there and highlight certain things for edification purposes. Here we have the seam, and here we have the O. Now I want to sit there, brothers and sisters, and just show what pronouns will go along with this particular aspect. You have the pronoun atem. Sorry. And then you have another pronoun, brothers and sisters, which is hang. Now, what does that mean? Atem means what? Tuvadia, if you are able to hear me. Im ata aki yakol lishma'eni. Mahamuban hamila atem. For those who didn't understand, I'm asking Shuvadia in the chat, what does the word atem mean? Mahamuban hamila haze. Im ata yakol lirot etadabar haze. Al ha'or ha'edom. Al hamila haze. Mahamuban ze. What's the meaning of this word atem? See, when it's not to be hoarded, when you can flow in Hebrew like that, that's what happens when you sit and pay attention. When you pay attention. See, when you don't do what I did in Hashaba as a child, I'm going to be there with the drums. You're fretting, you're lying. And so now, brothers and sisters, years later on, when everyone is they bring in keyboards, they doing timbales and everything, and you just there like, hey, Ak, you have a new CD? You have become a purchaser and a customer instead of a performer and an artist. Because when they was offering those drumming classes for free, you was fronting. So as our brother pointed out, Shuvadya, that the word atem means you all. All right. Now that's masculine. All right. Plural. You all. So if I were to say that, I would say atem osim, which means you all are doing. Atem osim tob, you all are doing good. Now, that's if you're speaking to males and females or only males. If there is a mixture, let me not jump the gun. Okay, let's go into the next pronoun that is used in this particular one right here. So we explain what atem is, right? Now, this word him means they or they are. Hem osim, they are doing. And the other pronoun that's used with this, brothers and sisters, anachnu, which means we or we are. Anachnu osim tov, we're doing good. See how that's a sentence right there? Ma shalom kem, anachnu osim tov. Wata uma shalom ka adon. See, that's conversation right there. See, I was asked about Hebrew earlier by a friend of mine when I was talking with that person on the phone, right? And my response to the person was Hebrew is spoken. Now, the unfortunate situation with David and Bathsheba, I wanted to use that as a reference because David wrote a letter and sent it in the hand of Uriah. So when Joab read the note, he did not have any vowels. He already knew what was being said. Unfortunately, they were trying to conspire against Uriah, but I'm just showing the aspect, brothers and sisters, of the language itself. Now, Israel in the Bible, Israel is the last nation created. Now, the Tower of Babel, in which the languages was confounded, there would have been different sounds that those people were speaking. And these sounds existed, all right, before the children of Israel's existence. So now, by the time the house of Israel comes along, as been pointed out in the history part of this kind of thing, right? That the maternal side of Israel, brothers and sisters, the maternal side of the Israelites come from the aspect of the Arameans. Aramaic, according to the book of Josephus, is similar in speech to the Hebrew. So, no disrespect intended, the teaching, the concept, and the ideology of saying that Hebrew does not have vowels is also the same as saying Hebrew doesn't have any sound. You understand? And so, if that were to be the case, how would you distinguish between the past tense and the present tense in many aspects? Or, as we would know, the masculine and the feminine? All right. So, that's just something we want to point out for edification purposes. Okay. Now, let's look at this, brothers and sisters. First off, before we go on, are there any questions concerning this slide? Any questions? Shalom, Bathsheba, Israel, for joining into the room. All right. Are there any questions concerning this kind of aspect in this particular slide? No? All right. The matter of osot. Now, osot. This is the feminine plural of the word asah, meaning to do. Osot. So what we want to do as before, brothers and sisters, is O. Osot. Now, this is feminine plural. What does this mean? Doing. This is the present tense, as the actual name of the lesson portrays out. All right? Osot. Doing. Feminine plural. So we want to, brothers and sisters, look at what particular pronouns will go along with that. All right? And here's one of them. Aten. All right? Means you all, feminine plural. As Shuvadia pointed out, atem means you or you all, masculine plural. Okay? Well, this one right here is the feminine plural. Aten osot. Ma aten osot. What are you all doing? So if a man or a woman, right, if they're talking to girls only, if they're talking to females who are elders only, they would say ma aten osot. What or how are you all doing? Because the word ma means what and it also means how. That's why when you go in Numbers in the Bible, right, 23, ma tobu ohaleka ya'akwo mishkeno teka Yisrael. We're going to get there. Don't let those kind of words be like, oh God, no, don't let that discourage you. This is why, may he rest in peace, I give respect to the teacher in Beni Adat by the name of Adon Aharon, because he was the one when I was a child, but like, oh, this Hebrew, it looks confusing. It says patience. He said, patience, my son. I'm not going to say that to the people online. I would say, all right, patience, brothers, sisters, and elders, because I was 11 and he had children older than me. So the point I'm saying, getting back into this, brothers and sisters, right, is this. You have aten, that's one of the pronouns, and you have I gotta erase that for edification purposes. All right. Then you have hein, which means they or they are. Hein osot, they are doing. So if I'm talking to my daughter, right, about her mom and her aunt, her mom is a female, her aunt is a female. So if I were to talk to my daughter about her mom and her aunt, I would say, my hen osot, what or how are they doing? And her response would be, Imi wadodati, hen osot tob. They are doing good. All right. So I just want that to be noted for reasoning and edification purposes. Okay. The other pronoun that's used in this, and I want to emphasize on this for a reason. All right. Anachnu. What does anachnu mean? Anybody? Shuvadia, Mika, Bathsheba, Yisrael. What does the word anachnu mean? We. Now, that, brothers and sisters, is 8 females, 10 females, 2 females, or all females, or all males, or a mixture of males and females. All right? So these are things we want to point out for edification purposes. All right? Are there any questions concerning this kind of subject? You like saying the word what? Anaknu? Oh, okay. Are there any questions concerning what we just went over in this particular regard? Okay, what question is there? Or was you saying yes, you like saying the word anaknu? Now I'm chic. Let's continue. A matter to discuss. Asah is the root, seen as such. Now, how would you say question in Hebrew? Anybody? While we're going back and forth, which is not a problem, because it's actually on the subject. It's not a Hebrew class that somebody is talking about, is the earth flat? Bye. Bye bye. That's not what we're talking about. You understand? But so I'm asking, does anybody know how to say the word question in Hebrew? How is question said in Hebrew? If I'm saying, are there any questions, and somebody says no question, how would you say no question in Hebrew? This is how you build your sentence structure in your conversation. Because I would then be able to say, Ha'im yesh questions po. Are there any questions here? Then anybody can respond by saying no, ain, whatever word the for question is. All right. Now, I was asked, is it sha'al? Right? Good. Now we're getting some questions in. Let's deal with the first one shown. Is it somebody, the brother Shuvadia asked, is it, I say brother because I don't know your age. All right. I'm 39. So if you're an elder to me, I would respect that. Okay. Sha'al itself. All right. And I want to write this in here while we're getting into this subject right here. Right? Sha'al is the verb. The word sha'al means what? To ask. A S K. So the word sha'al, all right, means to ask. That's what sha'al means. Now, the Hebrew word for question, brothers and sisters, is this. She'ela. All right? The word she'ela means question. And what do we notice, brothers and sisters, in this particular regard? We still have the quamats, and followed it is a hey. That's a noun. So the word she'ela is the word for question. All right. Ha'im kol she'ela po. Are there any questions here? The response would be ain she'ela po or aina she'ela po. There is no question here. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out. Or somebody could just say ain means there is none. The word ain, all right, means there is no or there is not. And it's spelled as this. Ayin, pardon me, Aleph, Yod, and Nun Sophie. Ain. Okay, that's how that works with that. So thank you for that question. The next question asked is anaknu, does it mean we, masculine or feminine? Now, when you're saying anaknu, that could be all males or females. If there are 2 or 3 females or 8 females, they would say anaknu osot. All right. So I'm glad we're getting into this so we can deal with the pronouns as far as the aspects goes. All right. And I'm trying my best with the penmanship. Please bear with me. All right. Once it comes down to that particular thing. So I hopefully that answered your question. As far as anaknu, is it mean we, masculine or feminine? It's either or masculine or feminine or a mixture of males and females. There is no set aside Hebrew word for we. All right. So I just hopefully that's understood for reason and purposes. Okay. Any more questions, please feel free to type it in. We discussed here the present tense. All right. Present tense, as we see here. Present tense, as we see here. And I stated that stuff blank on purpose for a reason. Osim, present tense, masculine plural. Present tense, feminine plural. So if there are 18 males and 4 females, you would say aten osot if you're not speaking in regards with the males. And the males will understand in hearing the aspect of the difference in the grammar and gender. Okay, let's go on. Ose. Now I want to highlight this particular. I went too far. I went too far. I went too far. All right, I wanted to highlight this in regards, and I want to circle this, brothers and sisters. You see that there? Ose. Seen in Isaiah 5, this is the present tense of Asah, meaning doing or making. Because as we know, doing, ing, is the plural, pardon me, the present tense in English. All right? Shown without the wow. Here's the wow that we see right here. So what am I pointing out, brothers and sisters, is this. All right? We have Ose, right? We want to show with the laser point. O se. O se. Now you notice the wow between the iron and the scene, right? Now when we go over here, showing that's something that's written in the Bible in Isaiah chapter 5, you don't even see the iron there next to the wow, because there's no wow. But it still says Ose without the wow. Osim, seen in Genesis 24. This is the present tense of Asah, meaning doing or making in a masculine plural, shown without the wow. One more time. Here's the wow, and here's the wow, brothers and sisters. So whether or not you have Ose, and I want to show what I'm talking about by writing it out. Ose or O. Both saying the O sound. With or without that wow, pardon me, pardon that, it's still saying O. Then you got the scene with the segol, se. So that shows that. What am I pointing out? That the OA is the present tense masculine singular. Okay? So now, Osim, seen in Genesis 24, the present tense of Asah, meaning doing or making. So let's go into that particular regard, if we will. Osim. And as we've been pointing out, that's the O part right there, as in here. You understand? Now, if you were to, okay, say as so, right? Okay, let's go on. Osim, same exact word. All right. So I just want to point that out. If you're reading Hebrew and you see the vowel aspect that's saying o e or oim, but you don't see no vowel, don't let that trip you up. All right. It's still saying the same thing. And I wanted to point that out. Are there any questions concerning what we've gone over so far? All right. Any questions concerning this? Let's go on. This book is available on Amazon as well as lulu.com. Now, if you buy it on Lulu, you spend less money, I get more money. When you buy it on Amazon, you spend more money, I get less money. Therefore, because people at times only trust Amazon, I'll put it on Amazon. But if you buy it on Lulu, you actually get a better deal. And I do as well. Okay? So that book right there is for those who are interested in that particular regard. Now, I want to sit there and point this out with the book, right? That's available online. See how it says volume one? You know why? Because there will be, most high willing, a volume two. And brothers and sisters, I hope it helps the people. All right? So let's go on, brothers and sisters, because we want to continue the legacy that our teachers left behind in regards of teaching this language. All right? Now, are there any questions? Nine zero eight 587 4841. That's my telephone number. Or Kashub Hut at gmail.com. Either through the email or through that number there, you can call or text me at 908 587 4841. Now, you do know, I mean, at least I can say for myself, that the Facebook is shut down. Now, if Facebook were to go off totally, you know, we will be like, oh, we should have kept better communication. We should have sat there and spoke one to another more. But we think it's annoying when somebody want to inbox and say shalom. But now that many people, even though some are gaining it back, don't have Facebook, how you gonna communicate when you was hesitant to give your number out to a brother or a sister? You was showing your panim, your face. You was showing panay benot tekem, upne benekem. You was showing the pictures or the faces of your daughters and your sons. But you're the same people in certain cases. I'm not giving out my number. I'm not giving out no email. What you need to contact me outside of here for? Meanwhile, you're okay showing pictures of your children online. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. Who that sound like? Okay, so let's go on, brothers and sisters. Now, here's what we're looking at in this particular regard, right? What are some notes that we can say concerning this? It's a Lamed Hey verb. How do we know it's a Lamed Hey verb, brothers and sisters? Because it ends with the letter Hey. What else can we say of this? It's a three-letter root word, like most verbs are in Hebrew. What can we say about it too? It starts off as what is referred to as a guttural. All right, guttural means you're making a sound through the letter through actual one larynx or in their throat. Asah, Isah. Some people actually do say that iron does hold a sound, like a soft G sound. All right. Anybody who cares to buy it, I prefer ones to buy the book from Lulu to answer your question about Sheba Yisrael. However, there are some people who only trust Amazon. So as a merchant, I had to sit there and put it on there in order for it to be noticed by anybody, really. Once it comes down to that. But yes, I prefer you, like I was saying, spend less and I get more. See, Amazon, you spend more and they take more out of it before they pay me for it. So everything is not about the dollar, but I'm telling you, Lulu, brothers and sisters, is a better way to buy the book than Amazon, because with that, you will be spending less than Amazon, even if you got Amazon Prime. You understand? Because when I'm gonna put the history out there, when I did the book, they give me a limit on how much low I can, or what's the lowest, much low, pardon me. What's the lowest that I could charge for the book? They stated that it is $4 and change. So now when I put the price, brothers and sisters, as $10, that sat there and allowed me to then be able to give a discount. So now instead of it being $10 on Lulu, it comes up to $9 after everything. With Lulu, brothers and sisters, concerning that Hebrew book, I get $4 and change back. With Amazon, I get $2 and no change with that. Meanwhile, you spending more than the discount that Lulu allowed, because Amazon holds the monopoly on this. Okay, so here we see the word Asah, and then we see, brothers and sisters, Oseh or Osah for those who are following. All right. Are there any questions concerning this? Questions, comments? Questions, comments concerning this? The presentation in this particular regard is done. That's why I'm asking, are there any questions or comments before we close out? Homework. For this particular one can make up their own homework. All right. And for those who are interested in regards to the homework, you can kashubhut@gmail.com. It can be sent to me there for those who are actually interested in doing such a thing. All right. Oh yeah, I pressed that escape, so it's not going to go in that particular regard. All right. The homework, I will state, ask me questions. And you can email it to kashubhut@gmail.com. For those, it's KASHUBHUT@gmail.com. That's the homework. Write some questions concerning this lesson and the lesson before this. Watch it, share it, subscribe, like, leave comments inside the comment board when it's already uploaded. Brothers and sisters, please feel free to do so. All right. But the homework would be, I'm going to verbalize it and say, write out questions. Because if somebody were to then ask you, what does the word osot mean? And you're like, huh? That means you don't know what the lesson is. And I say that in no disrespect intended. Because we went over that word osot. Feminine plural present tense of the root word asah. Asah meaning to do or to make. So hain osot, they are doing or they are making. Hain asu, they did or they made. You see the difference? Questions, comments concerning this? Yes, this lesson, giving thanks to the Most High, when it's uploaded, will be available to be replayed. Brothers and sisters, these classes are free. The only thing I ask is, brothers and sisters, somebody patronize this book on lulu.com. All right, somebody asks, osot. Yeah, you can spell it as that. That means doing. But that osot, all right, by Sheba Yisrael, and for those who are going to be listening on, this will be the osot right here. Osot. Somebody stated about one day one will be typing in Hebrew in the chat. I have an advisor and a beautiful friend that put me on to a thing called this online. Do it in Hebrew.com. And you can get a Hebrew font once it comes down to that. So do it in Hebrew.com. They're going to charge you $5 a month, all right, to sit there and keep that. And we've been going over, not to be haughty, this is over a year's worth of teachings, and I ain't charged nobody yet. You understand? See, if you're presenting yourself to the people, you offer something to the people. That's why these classes are free. And this is not to play sales rep, but at the end of the class, here's the book if one wants more information. You don't sit there and do what the colleges do and have those people pay for the class. And after they pay for the class, you want them to pay for the book? Bye-bye. Let's go on. Brothers and sisters, giving honor and praise to the creator and the maker of heaven and earth. All right, my number, 908. Here we go. Tisha, Ephes, Shemona, 908, 587. Hamesha, Shemona, Sheba, 587, 4841. Arba, Shemona, Arba Echad. All right. Now, if anybody not trying to play, give me your money, because that's not what this lesson is for. My PayPal is Kashub, pardon me, it's hkashub at yahoo.com. That's the PayPal. Anyone who's ever bought a book from me directly, you understand? There's not one video made since my first book dropped in 2016. There's not one video made talking about that guy Kashub, that guy Yeshaya. He sat there and got my money and didn't give me my book. No. We got to keep our what? Nose. The word for nose is af. All right? We have to keep our penu tehorot. Anatnu zarikin. Lishmor et apenu tahorot. We have to keep our noses clean. Ap means nose. Apim would mean noses, more than one nose. You would say apim tahorot and not apim tahorim, because an af is a nose and is represented as a body part. So when you show the adjective along with that, you put the body part, though it sounds masculine, you put it with the adjective in the feminine. I'll explain that one day. All right? Are there any questions concerning this kind of subject that we've gone over? All right? So, brothers and sisters, giving honor and praise to the creator and the maker of heaven and earth. I ask people to hit that bell on top, subscribe to the channel, share the video, like and comment upon it, and go to lulu.com and patronize the book. Lulu.com. And you can type in Hebrew is easy and it will come up. All right? For those who are interested. Shalom. Once again, the number is 908-587-4841. All right? Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, creator, maker of heaven and earth. Hachita hazot nigmara achal. Hilwu oti ka'asher anaknu osim anaknu osim kita kadasha ba'atid. This class is now adjourned. Please join me in the future, ba'atid, in the future. Ka'asher, when anaknu osim, anaknu, we, osim, are doing. Kita, Od Pa'am. Class, once again. Shalom, Lakem, brothers and sisters.